room where they question her.
Saying goodbye to Nate. And these are my first steps on the Continental Divide Trail. Good morning on day one. I think it's a one. Officially 1 mile of 3,000 down. So I had my first big trail oops about a mile, well, like maybe 1.4 miles into trail when I lost my phone. Clearly it's been found now thanks to these wonderful other hikers that that stopped and helped me look for it. And yeah, I knew between mile 1 and 2 it fell out of my pocket because I didn't put it in a secure location, and I knew it. I had the thought, and then I dropped it. So if I end up with a new trail name, I'll have earned it early. Well, I stopped for my first break. I'm about 6 miles in, and I am still feeling like such a dum-dum for losing my phone earlier, but then also like so lucky and fortunate that I found it, and just really grateful for some of the hikers that I've already met that were like on it, like, okay, like we're gonna find this phone. And yeah, I don't know, it's been an interesting start to trail, but so glad that I don't know, I've had my first like super dum-dum moment, and hopefully we'll just get that over and done with and not do anything like that again. I've got some hot spots. I've got a little bit of a Leuco tape on them here just to kind of stop them from rubbing. I got winter baby non-hiker feet right now, so they're a little sensitive. Time for lunch, some cold soaked couscous. Every once in a while you get a beautiful tree. Well, day one was not without its challenges. Of course, probably the biggest story of the day was losing my phone. That was maybe like 20 minutes of like just contained panic on that situation. So that was a bummer. Good things about the day were that it really wasn't that hot or even sunny. It's been sort of overcast today, so while this is an incredibly exposed area, it wasn't that hot. Part of the reason it wasn't that hot is because it's been very windy, and that brings me to another challenge of today, is setting up this tent. I've only set it up a few times anyway, so there's still a bit of a learning curve for me, but setting it up in the wind is definitely a challenge, and it took me an embarrassingly long time. And if it stays this windy, I'm just kind of like crossing my fingers that it will stay up all night. So yeah, today, I mean, it was good. I'm happy to be back on trail. It feels good, but my body is like, what the heck are we doing? So I didn't go very far today. Just kind of wanted to give some of the things in me that hurt a little time to sort of realize, like, okay, this is your new normal. So yeah, I'm glad to have day one of the CDT in the books. Well, in the books in a second. I'm going to write about it right now. Put it in the book. These are kind of cool looking, but they sure are mean looking. It's a beautiful morning on day 2. Morning again, day 2. It's a beautiful morning. It is blissfully cool and overcast, which is making walking just really pleasant. So if it stays like this all day, I'm happy. We can bring on the sun later when there's like shade. This is great. Had a choice this morning between taking like the trail and then, or basically part of the road that we drove in on yesterday. And I'm really glad I chose trail. It's probably not quite as easy walking, but it's beautiful, and yesterday was just a lot of walking through like washouts, which is like really kind of rocky and like soft and mushy, and so it wears out your feet and your legs. And this is more trail-like, and so I'm enjoying that. Last night in the tent was super windy, so I didn't sleep that well just because okay, I am happy to say I did finally get that tent set up in a way where the wind wasn't going to collapse it, and it never did, so that's great. But it did flap around a lot, and that was just kind of hard to sleep through. So lots of new firsts to get used to again. All the, I don't know, just being outside, packing up, getting ready in the morning, just all of it's new. I feel like a total newbie, even though I know I've done this before. But just because you've done this before, it doesn't make it just, I don't know, automatically natural or easy. At least not for me, it seems, but I'm getting back in the swing of it. So last night I camped at the first water cache, which is about 14 miles into trail. So not that far. I hadn't really decided how far I was going to go that day. And I haven't really decided how far I'm going to go today either. It's mostly just kind of feeling it out and seeing what works best for me. Sometimes you just get that feeling that you're being watched. This is a game of find the trail. In theory, I'm on it or close to it, but mostly it's a choose your adventure through the bush. This is my second cold soak lunch experiment. The couscous yesterday worked really well. This is an entire Knorr rice side, and I actually put this in the jar last night, and it is soft, but I would say that this one entire Knorr side is too much for this peanut butter jar. But generally, I mean, it worked. I didn't have to cook it, and it's soft, so clearly I'm undecided, but not a total failure. I don't know how much grows out here. Plants are pretty amazing. Coming up on water cache number 2. Yay! My general thoughts on the desert New Mexico so far are that it's very prickly. Prickly, prickly, prickly. Did I mention it's prickly? Day 2 and a little fresh fruit magic and a super cool ride. I think it might actually be raining some over there. It's not raining here, but that would be a surprising thing to happen for first few days in the desert. Today was another day not without its challenges. That is mostly because my feet really hurt. I had really high hopes for the shoes that I have, but I don't know. Either the shoes just don't fit as I would hope, or I just have like baby feet. I have blisters, and they're just not in great shape. But oh, and it was very windy again, so setting up my tent was a challenge again, but I was slightly better at it today than I was yesterday, so that's an improvement. In any case, definitely excited I just had dinner, and I'm definitely excited to kind of pack up, get ready for bed, rest. Good morning, day 3. This sure is ugly. This is certainly part of why my feet hurt so bad. So, have to decide to pop or not to pop. And we're moving. first non-cache water. Grateful for that out there. See big blue sky. Lots of landscape. Onward. Hi, cows. Hello, tire water. Fortunately, I can pass on this one. What do you know? When it's not windy, it is a heck of a lot easier to pitch this tent. I'm glad to see it because I was worried I was going to be riding the struggle bus all summer. Well, I had imagined this really lovely evening of leaving open the doors to my vestibules and just like watching the sunset, letting this gentle breeze, or no breeze at all, blow through my tent. But it's super windy again. I had to go find some big rocks, put them on my stake so the wind won't blow my tent over. I'm hoping it won't do this all night because I already know it makes it hard to sleep. So anyway, through the transparency part of my tent, I can see that there probably is a lovely sunset over there, but I'm hiding from the wind inside my tent. Another night, I'm gonna kind of do the evening routine and call it a night. Well, I don't like popping them, but I think this one might have to go. Good morning on day 4. It's actually a little chilly this morning. Mostly just the wind. Man, that wind all night long. And my tent is basically like a sail, so it's like sleeping under a sail. I think they actually have used that material to make sails. In any case, I'm up. It's a nice, well, it's just gonna look like bright light to you, but sunrise is nice. It's still too windy for any real trail chats. Also, there's too many rocks. I can't really look away from the ground. Also, snakes. I haven't seen any, but other people have. And they're out here. And I don't want to step on them. More barbed fun. Desert's harsh. I was thinking about getting water right there, but I'm a little curious how protective these guys would be with their water tank. Decided to let the cows be after I hopped their fences. Anyway, bye cows. It's amazing in such wide open spaces that the trail is so easy to lose. It's over there somewhere. I'll join back up with it in a minute, but it just disappears. I don't think I've ever been invited so many times to climb through barbed wire fences. It's still pretty far away. I'm not sure you can make it out, but there are little moving balls of light out that direction. So I believe that that is actually the interstate. Like I said, it's still pretty far away, but that means I am making some sort of progress through the wastelands. So in my determination, desperation, call it what you will, to find a at least somewhat wind protected spot, I have managed to fit the tent in this space. And despite the cramped quarters, believe it or not, that is probably the fastest I have yet set up that tent. I also chose a spot with lots of big rocks nearby for the stakes, so that's nice. Certainly looks like there's a chance for rain. And it's hard to tell which way the wind's blowing because it seems to blow every which way, but that seems to be getting closer. Well, today was both my longest mileage day. I did about 20 miles today, and that's the most I've done so far. And also my fastest day. This is the earliest I've been set up in my tent, basically ready for bed. It's a little early for bed, but there's that storm cloud nearby, and I was like, But even if I wanted to walk farther, it would have been tough to do it because my feet are killing me. The blisters are better. I've popped and drained those and they don't hurt as bad, but just that there's an achiness in my feet that I don't recall from the PCT beginning, but maybe it was there, but I don't know. Anyway, my feet hurt. So, but looks like I'm slowly building up my ability to do miles, so that's good. Tomorrow is town day. I'm about 14 miles from Lordsburg, so hopefully I'll make good time there tomorrow and be excited for all the lovely things of town. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining, so good thing I set up early. Good morning on day 5. I got woken up this morning by what I believe were mourning doves doing a call and response. One of them landed a few feet from me in the tree that I was practically camped in. And so that was a really, I don't know, pleasant way to wake up, I suppose. And then there was some really pretty colors in the sky while I was out doing my morning toilet time. So generally a pleasant morning so far. I feel like mostly in this section I've been most in touch with my own suffering. And so it was nice to have just like some reminders of where I am and some of the reasons that I enjoy being out here. Anyway, so nice start to this last day of this section and 14 miles to Lordsburg. Don't think it's been used in a while. Good morning. Oh, there she is. Lordsburg. About 3 miles away. Well, I'm still a little bit on the outskirts here, but I'm gonna call it a success. Made it to Lordsburg. First desert section complete. Only all that left to go.